In my last video, someone commented that I do an analysis on the gold pair, and I haven't looked at it in a minute, so let's check it out together. This is gold on the monthly time frame, and I can already see some very interesting moves right now. Firstly, I can identify this very major resistance, right? This resistance, you can see very clearly here that price tried to break out of this resistance, but it didn't work out. You see the dodgy candle that has been formed, and afterwards you see like another bearish candle, and price has totally refused to break out. So anything can happen right now. Price can either choose to respect the zone and reverse, or price can break out of the zone, give us a retest and buy some more. Right, so we'll just wait and see what happens around there. But before then, I would like to identify other areas where we could have taken like possible entries in this trade. If you're just watching my video for the first time, my name is Zazie. I'm a swing trader. I show you how to trade using pure price action with zero indicators, right? I show you the very easy way, the easiest way to analyze any financial markets, right? So if you want to know about pure price action without having to use indicators, you need to watch my videos, right? So here I can identify some major zones. Firstly, I see this very solid demand zone, and you see how market had respected the zone 1 to 3 times. The price came into the zone, it was respected and price bought, but of course this resistance zone is stopping it from moving all the way to the top, right? But that's okay. Other things that I sort of highlight on this market is, without having to even draw a trend line, I can identify, an uptrend in this trade right here. So you can see the uptrend that has been solidly formed right here. So we would have taken like an entry here at this third touch of the trend line if we were to be in this market at the time, right? So this was solid, right? Apart from that, I can also see another major resistance zone that was the price broke out from. So in this area here, I see something. So there's this breakouts and reactions, right? Not so many people know about it, but that's exactly what's playing over here right now. I talk about it a lot in my mentorship program. I teach it. Is literally one of the things that form like part of our course outline in the mentorship program, right? So you see how price broke out of this point, bought all the way to the top, right? And then started forming zones up ahead, right? So it all started from here, right? There's been like some major move in this point that is responsible for that push all the way up, right? Apart from that, another interesting thing that I saw, or that I can see here, is price giving us this symmetrical triangle formation. So being a pure price action trader, the chart is like, it speaks a language that I very well understand, right? I do not have to import or impute any additional indicators. I'm basically just using the tools that have been presented to me to pretty much just identify and highlight and analyze the market in its naked form. So you can see how I'm bringing life to this chart now. You can see how I'm pretty much just explaining everything without having to use any extra indicators, right? So this is a symmetrical triangle that I would have taken advantage of if you were to be trading this market at the time. This was far back in October 2017, right? So it would have been like an amazing thing to do. You see how price bought, came back down for a retest, and then bought all the way, right? So this would have been a very solid move. You would have been buying in this market from 2018 all the way to now 2024, right? So yeah, that's that about that. Let's quickly check out the weekly time frame and see what the weekly time frame has in store for us. So this is what it looks like on the weekly time frame. You see that the same resistance zone on the monthly still looks very good right here on the weekly time frame. So this is solid, right? You see price are still not broken out, still trying to break out. So anything can happen in this market. But right now, let's identify areas where we could have taken like possible entries in this trade. One thing that I see here that just struck my attention is this double bottom right here. It might not be clear now because of the time frame we're looking at it from, but when we switch to the daily time frame, I'm sure we'll have like a clearer picture. But see the double bottom right here, and of course we have the neckline here, and around this neckline we also sort of I can identify a supply zone here. So everything is happening at the same time, at the same area. Everything pretty much correlates, right? You see how price broke out of this neckline, came back down for a retest at this level, same level of the broken supply, same level of the neckline, and then went ahead to buy, right? So that would have been like a very beautiful trade, right? So apart from that, we also see that there was an opportunity again for a buy with the formation of this demand zone here, right? So but before all of that, let me even draw a trend line, because this trend line also gives us like an overall move and tells us that price is ultimately buying, right? So with the idea that price is ultimately buying, of course we'll be looking out for buy opportunities, right? So identifying these demand zones and taking advantage of what we see with the demand zone will help us to take very solid entries. So this is a demand zone here, and price of course came to retest it, gave us a bullish engulfing candlestick, gave us a hammer, gave us all that confirmation, and price just went ahead to buy after testing this demand zone. Came back again to test the zone for the second time, gave us a hammer, gave us confirmation, and price bought all the way up. But of course, with a strong resistance here, we do not know if price is actually going to break. But if price breaks out of this area, it's going to be very interesting. It will form for us an ascending triangle, right? So we're expecting a breakout at this resistance area, a retest, and then of course a buy, right? But then again, anything can happen in the market. This resistance might be so strong, driving price to break out of this trend line, break out of this zone, break out. I mean, price would literally have to break out of a lot of things if this bullish move were to turn bearish, right? So my bias is for the bullish move, but of course anything can happen, and until I get that confirmation to actually go in for a trade, I wouldn't take it, right? Now, another interesting thing I see again in this market is there's another demand zone that's been formed right here, right? This demand zone formed right at the breakouts of this supply here, but this supply didn't really hold water like that. It was only retested the first time, and price moved well, but apart from that, it broke out. So a new demand zone was formed right here. So you can see how price tested the demand zone for the first time and of course bought, but this buy is not solid yet because there's still a very major barrier here, which is this resistance, and until it is broken, it would not entirely be safe to going for a buy, right? So let's check out the daily time frame and see what the daily time frame has to offer. So on this daily time frame, I don't think I see so much. Okay, I see something interesting. I see this demand zone here that was tested for the first time, and price respected it and bought all the way, so you could have taken advantage of this trade and made some money. I remember this flag. I made a video about this flag pattern some time ago, so you might want to check out my videos to look for this particular video and see how the flag pattern played out, how it was predicted, and how price actually went in that direction. So here we could have seen like the breakouts forming this demand zone, and then price going back to retest, and then going all the way up for a buy. So this would have been a very sweet, beautiful move, right? But apart from that, what else do I see here that looks interesting? I've not seen anything particularly interesting on this daily time frame though, but it looks good, right? So far everything is pointing bullish, but now if we have price moving in this direction and maybe forming what we'll call like a bullish pennant now, and breaking out of this pennant and then breaking out of this resistance zone, there's a chance that price might just keep going bullish. So anything can happen, like I always say. So this is the daily time frame. Let's quickly check out what we have going on in the H4 time frame to see if we can get like some extra something, right? So we have, I can see this supply zone here, right? So there's a possibility of price pushing down from this point here, but for how long, I don't know, right? But folks can take advantage of these moves. If there's a confirmation around here that tells them to sell, they can take advantage of this. But this is a sell move, totally going against everything that my higher time frame has told me, right? Because in the higher time frame, I'm having uptrend. So, and that's where I want to go as a swing trader, right? I want to stay in the market and go in the direction of the overall trend. But scalpers and day traders might see moves that's moving the opposite direction of the main trend and still make good money from it, right? It all depends on your strategy. It all depends on how you like to trade. Personally, I like to hold my trades for a long time, so I like to look at a higher time frame so I can just take my trade and simply relax, right? So this is my quick analysis on gold from the monthly time frame to the H4, right? If you're looking at this pair too, feel free to drop a comment and tell me what you're seeing, right? If you're seeing something different from what I'm seeing, please let me know, right? If you also want me to check out any pair at all, drop a comment in the comment section. And of course, if I see a clear move here, I'm definitely going to send it out on the Trading Hub. The Trading Hub is a free Telegram channel where I send out powerful chart setups that can guide you, give you clearer perspective on whatever charts that you're looking at. So feel free to join it, link in the description. Also, we have a growing trading community on Discord, right? So you can join it. We have challenges there as well, weekly, monthly challenges. So feel free to join with the link in the description, right? If you like this video, do not forget to drop a like. If you are just watching my video for the first time, you don't know what the channel is about, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to check out my videos, see how you can trade using pure price action in the simplest ways possible, right? Once again, my name is Zazie, and I'll catch you in the next video. Let's go.